Good evening, my Jasmine friends. I'm going to try to talk quicker today so I don't lull you to sleep. First things first, I want to thank Andy. Thank you so much for this banner for my YouTube channel. Much thanks. And it actually has a lot to do with what I want to talk about. And time and price. WD Gann had a popular phrase. Let me see if I can find it. For this quote. Time is more important than price. When time is up, price will reverse. Now, I'm not going to pretend I know WD Gann. If you've ever went down the WD Gann rabbit hole, you will often have more questions than answers. And that's what I've discovered. And when I've read his work, I could not piece together what he devised. And he actually never made it public. And he died not sharing his wisdom. So we have to kind of speculate on it, and that's what I've done. And I'm going to share with you, the time that I put into trying to figure it out and go from there, and see if what you guys think. You might think I'm onto something, you might not. But I believe that trend lines are something that he might have been talking about. Now, I think it was more than that. After reading his work, he would talk about, angles and calculations of those angles and time and price, and then have some formula based on stars. You get in, it's like what? Okay, gets crazy. So, I don't know if I believe all that. I'll be honest with you, but I do know trend lines. A lot of people use trend lines as support and resistances, and find themselves, getting caught by waiting for retests and buying the retests and all this stuff. And because they use it as price, they use trend lines for price, but I think trend lines are actually time based, and I'm gonna get to that in a moment. But I believe that trend lines show price reversals, and you're like, it's obvious. Well, I don't think it's that obvious, but I digress. Now, as you see, this trend line here, when price exited this trend line and actually confirmed the trend line, price reversed, and it's like you look at that and go, I know that's what patterns trade on, but people use it for price. Like, oh, hit this trend line, it has to retest it and all these things. No, it doesn't have to do that. It just means that there could possibly be, and it's not perfect, but it could possibly be a reverse in price. And you can actually do this with RSI. You can do this with other indicators to determine price reversals. Now, I don't solely rely on them, but they do help me in my analysis, and I'll explain. But if you look here, when price finally exited this time, price reversed. See? Now, another thing that I noticed is that price, the impulse of a price, has to correct equally with the correction. Now, I've talked about Elliott wave, and I think Elliott wave was on the same principle. I never really got the aspect of time when reading Elliott wave and the work, the Elliott wave theory principle. I never really got time based on Elliott wave, but I think Elliott, he was on to something. Now, he may have and not said it, or I just didn't get it, but I believe he was onto something about time and Elliott wave theory. So, in Elliott wave theory, you have impulse moves, like this one would be considered an impulse move, and then you have corrective, which is this is correction. Okay. Now, I've come to the conclusion that time must be equal to the correction at very, very minimum. That price cannot reverse till price and time are equal. Now, I'm going to explain that. I know it's going to sound kind of weird, but if this is called trend-based fib time. Okay, it's called trend-based fib time. Now, I can click by clicking this one at the very, very low and go into the very, very high and figure out that price can't reverse till the 1-to-1 in time. So this took so many days. So then the 1-to-1 of that time period would put it out to March 21st. Okay, that we cannot have a reversal in time till at least March the 21st. So you could use time to help you predict price reversals within a range. You could be looking after March 21st, you're like, okay, We had this impulse wave, it's coming down. I'm not expecting a price reversal to at least the 1-to-1. Okay? It doesn't have to be 1-to-1. It really does not have to be 1-to-1. But that's, I've come to the conclusion that that's best to start looking for price reversals at minimum the 1-to-1. Don't try to think of them earlier because I think you get tossed to and fro. And so that's a huge aspect of it all. And you can also, I do it off of the highs, but you can do it off of after price reverses off a trend line. You could do that. So I haven't really mapped it out to discover which one's better. Maybe that's some work I can do later. But, price maybe won't reverse back down and correct till, at least April the 18th. You know what I mean? We might see a reversal around April 18th. Let's mark it. What I want to pay attention to around April 18th, So let's, I'll do that. I'll set an alarm here really quick. Price crosses it. Okay. So it's time to wakey. Now let's go a little bit deeper into it, and I'm going to use what they call speed resistance fans, and this is remarkable. I love these, and they're absolutely amazing. And I told you guys the 6.6, and I told you it all the way down here when price was coming up, when it was here. I'm targeting the 6.6. You all remember it. Why did I say that? Because of the golden pocket, the Fibonacci, the 6.6 of the Fibonacci. Okay, very, 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 very important resistance level that you all need to be paying attention to. But is there such thing in time? Yes, there is, and let me show you. Okay, so if you pull up speed resistance fan, you can go to the bottom. Try to be as accurate as you can. I'll detail it in the top. Okay. Let me pull this up here. We can make sure it's really pretty good. Good. There. And the 1-to-1. Okay. So if you look here, price is, let me delete this because I don't want any distractions. Okay. Price respects these fans. Okay. Time-based fans. Okay. And once price deviates from a trend line, we can call them trend lines, but this is fib-based trend lines. Once price leaves it, you usually get a reversal. Like here, price reverses. Price follows it, deviates out of it, price reverses. Hits this one, rises. Okay, see that? Now, it goes out in time. Price follows these two fans, okay, and then breaks down here. Okay, what does price do once it does it? Falls down. Hits the 6.6 in this golden pocket, gets rejected, continues to get rejected. But my friends, look at the 886. Look at the 886 in time. Absolute perfection, the 886. So we can say the 886 has some validity here. Okay, the 886 has some validity. What do we have around the 886? 3, 3.6. I know there's an MPOC here at 3.6. Okay, in this area. What would if price ever hit the 886 on the horizontal realm? What would happen? We know there's an MPOC here and a value area low here on a monthly scale. Let's just pull it up really quick. I'm not saying price is going here, but when things have confluence, it's under the value area. This one deviated above the value area. This one could deviate below that value area, and this is where I'm targeting if we ever go here. And it would be a swing failure pattern of this low, which would stop a lot of people out. So, you can have I would 100% have an alert at 3.8, no matter what. Even if you don't even think it's going to go there, have it. Okay. So let's turn everything off really quick and keep talking about this because it actually happens on the downside. Okay. And this is really, 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 really cool. Now, you can do it a couple ways. You can do it on the first impulse, like this one, and look how it respects it. But I don't. But you can look at how this one respected this trend line. But let's move it over here to the very, very low of what we know now. Okay. And look where we are in fib time. Do you see it? Absolute perfection. The 6.6 called 6.6 on the horizontal plane and 6-6 in time. If that does not blow your mind, I don't know what else will. But it's absolutely beautiful. And it's something to pay attention to. You know what I mean? Do I think price is going to reverse? I do. I actually do. And I'm trying to confirm my bias early. Before anybody else does, I'm trying to confirm my bias. Now, what else have I said? You know, I want to see the 668. We have, if this respected the 886 trend line, should we might expect a possible 886 of this trend line? Yeah, that's very, very possible. And I'm more than happy of waiting for that. And I've also said this could be an A, B, C correction. Okay, I've also said that this could be an A, B, C correction. I don't know if the fractal is this. Not fractal, but the harmonic. I don't know yet. I think I might know if it's an, no, let me do this one. It could be an A. Dang it, not this one. It could be, yes, thank you. This could be a 5 wave. Oh my goodness, give it to me. Let me try it right here. An A, B, C to the 3-6. This is possible, okay? Move this over so it doesn't confuse you. Hopefully this makes sense. That this could possibly be, you know, like this. And we'll go through fib time and actually see if we can figure out time. And if time can help us with the C wave and when to look for the C wave, okay? 3-6, you know, could be this, where we follow this forever. We're going to go based on time, okay, in a second. But I want to show you this. This is one harmonic that I showed you in a video that I've watched, okay, that this could be resistance. This is very, very serious resistance, and this could fall here. And this would form a harmonic. I'm over flooding your mind with information. I understand that. But this is the harmonic I'm tracking. Okay, this one. Let me see if I can just show you green and this, and then I'll actually, you know, show you like this. Okay, this is the harmonic I'm tracking. Okay, see it? So I'm fully prepared that this could have been the high. Now, what I'm also looking at is that this is an ABC correction at a higher price, whether it's a swing failure pattern of this, but now seeing the 886 being at this level here, I'm 100% watching this. You know, I will 100% watch this area here. In fact, what does it do? It'll swing failure pattern these. And I know there's a lot of liquidity there. So, you know, I'm also in the mindset that this could also be corrective all the way up to here, where this is an A, B, C, 100% could happen. And this is also a valid harmonic, or it'd be a swing failure pattern up here, and it would be less corrective. It could be like this, like this. This could easily happen. There's many, many fractals or harmonics that can play, but this is a harmonic that we're watching. Okay, I cannot think of this harmonic until this is broken. Hopefully that makes sense. So harmonics, I like harmonics when time is on your side, when time is equal. And I really like this harmonic because I can see time being equal in it. And I like harmonics that are, symmetrical. You know, if you have a symmetrical harmonic, then that just brings more validity to it, and I respect it a lot more. So, you know, let's talk about time really quick, and that's the video. You know, I hope you can see and appreciate it a little bit because I love it. I absolutely love it. So if we think that this is the correction, you know, or if we think this is the correction, which I do, and I think it's going to be, when do I think the correction could possibly end? Okay, well, let's run a fib time based on the correction alone. Okay, because I believe we caught the low of this correction. I have yet to be invalidated by that. Okay, so at least we're going into May, the correction being in May. So let's just say hypothetically, this would be the A. Let's just say I'm right, and we go down. We don't hit the 3-6 until May. Okay, till at least May 15th. Like, I would not consider trades till after May 15th. Now, you don't have to believe any of this, you know. I personally do. The 1-to-1 time frame is here, you know, if it's there. Or you could do it based off of the high on this one and go to here. And it could be May 30th to May the 15th within that 2 week time frame. Like we wouldn't even consider longs. That if this is an actual breakdown. If we start breaking down, we're going to pull trend lines and wait for price to deviate from those trend lines based on fib time. Now, you don't have to do this. I'm just saying that's how I do my harmonics. I want to see them symmetrical. I want to see them, um, uh, yeah, symmetrical. So if we start making higher highs, then the harmonic changes, and then we can base that off of time later. But I hope that helps. So, I'm predicting that this is the top until Jasmine closes above 622. I am remaining still that this was the top. So I've said it from the very, very beginning. 622 is an absolute must for Jasmine and 66, a new daily high. Until that happens, I remain bearish, and I'm sorry, my Jasmine friends. And you know what? I could be wrong. But until price goes above that, I remain vigilant with my analysis. Much love, my Jasmine friends. I hope you appreciate and view time and price a little differently. And hopefully it adds something to your arsenal or, intrigues you, piques your interest, and makes you want to search and find the truth. And maybe you might be able to be the one to actually decipher it correctly. You never know. Thank you, my Jasmine friends. Much love. 2x speed if you haven't. I'll see you later.